whatever you want to be in, just kind of fantasize in that moment as you guys relax and listen to the information that you're going to get this evening. So I want to welcome you all again this evening. My name is Mr. Boston. Just a little bit about me is I've been in the financial sector now for 25 plus years, from mortgage banking into getting into the Wall Street markets, understanding the trade platforms, and going into developing and doing loans and business all over the United States. I have been blessed to leave New York City as my hub and build an organization that has become international in Atlanta, Georgia. And it has served me and the people that we serve so well that's allowed me and afforded me the opportunity to meet these phenomenal individuals that I have on the call right now for you all this evening, right? I have some amazing individuals that's going to really share a few things with you guys as we take this journey. You guys will make stops, and then you will stop at a Dr. Helen. You will stop at a Dr. Tangela. You will stop and really get to be grateful for Elaria Knox, who was literally put together this call because she knew that there was something amazing about the opportunity that she are now a part of, right? So she wanted to take a minute to really share this with you guys so that you guys too can have that opportunity and understand what we do here at Own Easy. Now, I want you guys, that's the first thing that you should really document, right? What we do here at Own Easy. Now, Own Easy is powered by Debt Cleanse, but you're going to learn about this as we take this ride. Now, Own Easy, simply what we're saying, ladies and gentlemen, is how to own some of one or the greatest asset in life that will change your life. I want you guys to make sure you understand it. How to own one of the greatest assets in life that can change your life and the lives of other people that you know. And you're going to hear about it this evening. So what I want to do right now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to really just be grateful and thankful to Mrs. Knox for really putting this together. Now, Elaria Knox, who have invited most of you guys to this call, has been someone that have met myself and my wife, and she stood out from day one when her and my wife met. She is an insurance broker. She's been in the tax space, preparing taxes for some time in the healthcare industry for over 20 plus years. She is an individual who literally serves. She's been serving with her professionalism for so long. She's a caring mother of 2 teenagers, a wife, right? Devoted wife. So I want to make sure you guys understand who has really invited you to this call and why her heart is so big in service, okay? She loves working with individuals to help them find and provide, okay, that whatever service that will help you all win. So I'm grateful to actually have her as a part of my organization, as a business partner, and how we will take this ride along with you guys. So without further ado, I want to go ahead and bring Elaria Knox to this call. Miss Knox, are you there? Are you out there this evening?
Yes, I am, Mr. Boston.
Awesome, awesome,
Good
awesome.
afternoon.
Elaria, thank you.
Good afternoon, Dr. Helen, and good afternoon, Dr. Tangela. Very honored to be here. I want to thank everybody who showed up. Like Mr. Boston said, I want to thank him and his wife for the opportunity. But you guys, you are here by purpose and reason. So let's get the most out of this meeting. Back to you, Mr. Boston.
Wow, wow, wow. I was just here kind of taking in, just hearing the power in your voice, Elaria, and I'm super excited because as we take the stop and we move on, and now we go on to open up this platform and this information that you guys will all hear, I want to go ahead and bring in this powerhouse. She's really dear to me, close friends, business partner, a woman of God. She has been in this financial sector as well for many, many years. She has 4 doctorate degrees, honorary doctorate degrees. She have 2 lifetime achievement awards by the president, President Obama, and the standing president. She has done such an amazing job in her life, and one of the greatest achievement I believe she's made, because I can go down the list of her accolades, but I think one of the greatest achievement that I admire in this phenomenal woman that I'm about to talk to you guys and bring on here is the life of being a mother. She is a mother of 9 and a wife, honorable wife. And what she does and how she deals with her children and her life of servitude, it truly shows. And I'm honored to have her as a friend, as a business partner. I'm elated that she took some time to really lend us herself right now in the midst of serving, because she's in the midst of serving others. And she said, you know what, I want to be a part of this movement this evening. I want to jump on here and have fun with these individuals, because that's what we do on this ride. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to put some ones in the chat. Put some ones in the chat. Get familiar with Zoom. Put some ones in the chat for my friend, okay, my business partner, this phenomenal leader, Dr. Helen Delahousie Clay. Dr. Helen, are you out there? Are you out there,
man,
Dr. Helen?
I am here. I am excited. Can you hear me, King Boston?
Yes. Yes.
Wow, wow, wow. What an incredible introduction. I was like, who is he talking about? Who is he about to bring on the line on tonight? And so it is an absolute pleasure, an honor. I'm humbled to be on with all of you on tonight. And I got to give it right back to you, billionaire, to you and your lovely wife. What a power couple. But this gentleman that just introduced me, I can't say enough kind words. He is absolutely someone who understands the law of honor, the law of love, the law of obedience and sacrifice, the law of prosperity, the law of grace, the law of forgiveness. Okay. Just an incredible, exceptional leader on every level, not just in business, but as a father, as a husband, as a community leader, as a national leader, as a global leader, as a world-renowned coach, as an educator. I mean, he is just the best of the best. And I am blessed, extremely blessed, to even share this platform, to share the oxygen that this man breathes. And so I don't take it lightly one iota. And you're going to hear from an outstanding business partner, mentor to millions of people here in a few moments. But I also have to give a shout out to the queen herself for having enough emotional courage, for believing beyond measure, for stepping out on faith, for walking in and on purpose. And that is Mrs. Knox. I had the opportunity to meet her there in Atlanta, Georgia last Saturday. And I'm telling you, as I was in front of the room and on the stage, her energy was just so contagious. I knew that she was a diamond. I knew that she was a champion. I knew that she was manifesting vision, and that not only did she have the vision, but she had the provision. She had the belief. She has the faith to get it done and the tenacity. So we are excited about her official launch with Own Easy, powered by Debt Cleanse on tonight. So we won't be before you long, but we will absolutely be before you strong. And I want to just jump in to this first slide. I'm telling you, in the next 5 years, we have a huge vision to help 1 million people become home owners as we help them to dispute debt as it's appropriate and resolve credit reporting errors and receive down payment education assistance to become first-time homeowners. Some people are going to need to be able to refinance, right? Investment properties. And you're going to hear about even on tonight how you can become a mortgage loan officer affiliated with credit unions. That's right. And I know it sounds like, yep, too good to be true, but that's okay. Hold on to your horses. Here we go. And so Debt Cleanse is a powerful home ownership program, and it affords people the opportunity to have the ability and the stability for debt solutions, to equip you to save money, control your finances, and help you on the pathway to home ownership. So you have to incredible impact coaches, impact leaders, vision carriers, owners of this powerful movement, which you're going to hear about that here in a moment. 75% for all. In 2018, George created a revolutionary system to help people get out of debt. He was in $26 million worth of debt, guys, himself. And I know that was nothing but the grace of God, that he did not file bankruptcy. He did not experience all of the things that some people feel like they have no choice. Their back is against the wall, right? So he didn't experience any of that. He just stood out on faith. He operated in his system because he learned very early that success is not a secret, it's a system. So he put a magical system together where he was able to cancel $26 million in debt. And he started a company called Debt Cleanse, wrote a book, New York best-selling author, entitled Debt Cleanse. And then he was blessed to join forces with a business mogul that has built billion-dollar companies, and his name is Chet Seeley. In 2022, they partnered and cross-pollinated their gifts, their talents, and their anointing. Now, I want to stay on this slide just for a moment as we prepare for the next one. You know, being $26 million in debt, I can't even imagine that. But what I would like to share with you, something that got my attention, is that particular story, because I was in a couple of $1 million of debt a few years ago as I battled with breast cancer with 7% chance to live while pregnant, guys, while pregnant. Now, I come from a world of winning. I come from a world of wealth, meaning in this industry as an entrepreneur, but I grew up poor. I grew up so poor that I couldn't even spell the word. It was just PO. P.O., right? So we grew up poor in extremely humble beginnings, raised by my grandmother with a 5th grade education, but she was the wisest woman that I've ever met to date. And she taught me about life's principles. She taught me, how to believe beyond measure. She taught me that when you get low on faith, that you have to sometimes borrow it from somebody else. And in this movement of Debt Cleanse, as I'm rediscovering myself, reinventing myself, because see, during that time frame of battling with breast cancer, we lost everything. We lost the houses, cars, a boat, vacation homes. We lost everything but our faith. But we had very little faith, if I could say that without judgment tonight. And we are believers. We know who God is. We know he's a healer. He's a redeemer. He's a miracle worker. But sometimes when you're really going through, you just stop believing. You grow numb to things, and especially when you have to end up on food stamps after earning $17 million in this industry that you're going to hear about tonight, after helping 33 families become first-time millionaires, and here it is, you broke. Okay, you can't even pay attention. You so broke, right? And having 9 children at that time, I had 8, but 6 children living in a hotel for a short spell. For a couple of days, we was in a vehicle trying to figure it out because we had so much pride. We had so much pride. We didn't want people to know what we was going through, because in leadership, as you prepare to go to the next slide, Dr. Tangela, in leadership, what happens is people judge you, right? So you're wondering, like, who is going to follow us? Right? My husband and I, Dr. Edward Clay, like, when we do get it back together, who's going to follow us if they find out we on food stamps and Medicaid? So we've stood in line. We know what it is to stand in line with $100,000 checks, making $1 million investments, deposits, buying into other ownership opportunities. But we also know what it means to stand in line to meet your caseworker, because you're begging to borrow something that you don't already pay taxes for, right? But you're begging and you're telling them whatever story you need to come up with so they can just give you a box of food, right? So they can just give you a food stamp card, so they can give you Medicaid so you can take care of your medical. Now, I don't know if anybody can relate to what I'm saying on tonight, but if you can relate to anything that I'm sharing on tonight, please put some 7s in the chat right now, some 7s that represent the number of completion, because we had to go through to get to where we're at right now. It was a very humbling experience, and God took us through that valley back to the mountaintop. And we're just grateful. We're just grateful. I get teared up when I think about the restoration and the redemption that we've been experiencing, over the last couple of years, as I went in remission at the end of 2019. I'm just grateful. And in record-breaking time, God does what he does best. He just created a miracle where we were able to rebuild everything times 10, times 10. But let me tell you what we did not rebuild, okay? We wasn't able to rebuild our personal credit. We was living off of business credit. And I know this testimony might be too heavy for some people, but it's okay because I feel like somebody needs to hear this tonight. So we got some things on business credit. My husband was able to get downloads from God about crypto and Forex and all that stuff. So he was able to reestablish us with a beautiful home and a car and, all of the things that, you enjoy doing, like taking a vacation again, instead of the vacation is in extended stay and you got to play games with your kids to get their mind off of everything. That was a very debilitating experience, right? But the credit that some families they raise their kids and they were raised to understand that credit is king. Well, we were raised, I don't know about you guys, but I was raised in very humble beginnings. So we talked about cash was king, and that's if you had it, okay, if you had it, right? And so we didn't understand that, and I can't say that we were the wisest when it came to making the right, appropriate decisions about even, health insurance, about credit and all that good stuff. And so, because we typically would just pay cash because we was making a lot of it, right? And so we just said, we'll just go through life and we'll put stuff in our business name when we can. But how many of you know that gets old? So coming over here, being really ashamed that my credit was still not good. I mean, it was in the 500s. Okay. One of them didn't even have a score a few months ago. All right. And so coming over here and being able to be in the 700 club, guys, in about 32 days. So y'all put some sevens in that. Yes, celebrate that, because the way you celebrate others, that's how the door opens for you. But it's through the credit program. So Debt Cleanse, we assist with foreclosures, mortgages, credit cards, medical debt, student loans, auto loans, payday loans, personal and business loans. Any type of inadequacies, inaccuracies of evictions, collections. I mean, you name it. Honey, they worked my account. I was so pleased that like in a matter of 3 days, once I got past my pride and past myself, and I said, I need help. When I found out about this phenomenal program, number one, I didn't believe it. I don't want y'all to judge me, but I honestly didn't believe that they could do nothing for my credit, because I had Eskimo credit. I couldn't even get ice, okay, on my personal credit. And so I didn't think they could do anything for me. And so I didn't really want to confess that. But the owner, Mr. Silly, asked me, what are the things that are pressing? I said, bankruptcy. I mean, what ain't pressing? But at first I was like, I'm good. Everything good. It's funny that we sometimes can be the only nationality, and I mean people of color, I want to be real clear, that we will be like, we're good. We'll be good and broke, good and broken, good in a hot mess, right? And I was still had this mask on saying I'm good because I was ashamed. And once I got past the shame, I said, listen, I got a bankruptcy, I got repossessions, I got tax liens, I got everything you can imagine, right, under the sun. And so he said, let's just trust the process. And I'm not making any credit claims, financial claims tonight. I'm not saying that the same thing could happen for you, but I am saying that you need to move in faith like I did, and you need to trust the process. That's what I'm saying. And so everybody's, circumstances are different, and everybody's outcome is going to be different, but you will never know what that will be until first you believe. And so, there's consumer protection laws that we govern. We have over 100 attorneys that are very aggressive, and we believe in getting you absolutely ready for what? Home ownership. See, Own Easy is more than just about owning your home, whether it be for the first time or owning your finances, but it's about owning your peace. Okay. It's about owning your peace, knowing you're protected, knowing you're coming to a platform where you can feel absolutely safe. You can feel safe that they're going to make sure they do their due diligence, and they're going to honor all the protection laws, and they're going to do the job that maybe you can't do, and they're going to move aggressively. Because think about this. If you have right now a 30-year fixed mortgage, and we're just going to use the example of $250,000, right? And let's say you had 599 score like John, but Jane, is Helen, because I'm in the 700 club. One of my scores is 787. Come on, somebody. Just look at the difference here on the screen of what that rate looks like, that payment, more importantly. So you're talking about $1,000, $21 payment to versus a $1,580 payment. Now, what could you do with $400? I can tell you what you could do. You could go buy you another investment property, because see, we're giving loans up to $4 million. You heard what I said. We're giving down payment assistance. You're going to hear about that in a moment. So you definitely want to send those texts out right now. If you wasn't impressed by what I'm saying, you're definitely going to be impressed by the next person, because we're giving income verification. And y'all know what that means, to get income verification to qualify for these mortgages. You know exactly what that means, especially if you're an entrepreneur, right? You know what creative financing means, and that we do all of that with the credit unions. But not only do we offer the service of credit repair guys, but we offer the legal service. If you're in a challenge with, let's say you need a will, or let's say there's something spooky, I'm gonna just say spooky going on with one of your family members or you, and you need some legal advice on how to handle it. Well, we have attorneys equipped to handle that as well. We also offer a platform where you can get affordable medical insurance. In some cases, the insurance is free. Now, we have a family of 8 children that's on our medical insurance, and my husband and I got a quote for $163. We couldn't put our oldest son, who was 33 years old, on the health insurance, but yet Lord knows he was trying to jump on there, right? So you're talking about, as we go on to the next slide, you're talking about and you can go on to the next one. You're talking about legal services galore. And this is a cool slide. Let me just jump back to this. Look at rent. How rent is escalating. I know it's somebody's gonna put the 7s if you know someone who's experienced rent gouging. And just for the simple fact that if you don't feel that this is for you, you're gonna get this. It's gonna impact you. When I say this, I know you know someone right now that is paying too much rent, that you can help transfer them from renting to owning in less than 45 days in a lot of cases. Some cases, maybe 60 days. Some cases, if they already got their stuff together, we have closed people in 21 days, and they are a homeowner, and they're paying less as a homeowner than they are in rent. We all understand the power of ownership. But Own Easy, again, it's not just about home ownership. It's about owning your peace, owning your freedom, owning your vision, owning your space. Only being present in your win. That's so important. Mental health is so important. And we want to ease that stress that so many people are under right now. They don't know whether to pay the rent. They don't know whether to pay the light bill. They don't know which one get cut off this month. They're going through it so much till their ends are just like stretched out. The ends aren't meeting. They ain't even winking at one another no more. They're so discombobulated with their finances. They don't know whether to scratch they watch or wind their behind. Now, I know nobody on here probably knows anybody, and you ain't that somebody. So that's probably why I didn't get no 7s. But I know a ton of people. That's why Edward and I are doing so phenomenal in this company, because we are just having regular conversations. We're having real talk with real people that want real solutions right now. I don't know anybody that would prefer to rent versus paying less to own. Now, if you know somebody, you better run, because they need some medicine. Go on to the next slide. So, again, we have a ton of services, but there's 5 stages to home ownership. Okay, that you go through. So you got the debt analysis. So we got a legal team that's going to go through that and identify any and everything that you need relief in, as they give you free consultation. Because when you hear about this membership, this VIP membership, you're going to feel like it's free. You're going to feel bad about it. You're going to try to send more money in. You're going to be like, ain't no way that it's less than $3 a day that I am getting all of these services. So the second step is credit disputing. So we're going to dispute it, and we're going to do it fast. We're going to do it fast. It's going to make everybody's head swim, and we're going to get in front of it. In some cases, as we're disputing it, people are actually getting checks. We're disputing it and we suing them. We're not playing with folks. We're not talking about we're going to settle on 10% on the dollar, 50% on the dollar. No, we're not paying it, because we're disputing it and we're using case law to get it done. And then you got stage 3. Well, in stage 3, if you go to the next slide, thank you, you have disputing all escalations. The attorneys, they're all trained to walk in any type of violations, anything that's negative, and they remove it fast. I'm talking about it's a total knockout, fast, and also very thorough, so it does not come back on. Because a lot of credit restoration programs, as you know, they can get it off for a little bit, but it comes right back on. So stage 4 is expert home ownership assistance. So you're going to have loan products that meet your needs, okay? That meet your needs. And even in some cases, down payment assistance. Some people need that. Some people need 100% financing. Well, we all know that the credit unions have the better rates. They have the better solution. And so, yes, you did hear 100% financing and better rates that you would get. And I'm not talking about perfect scores. You can have less than perfect credit, less than perfect scores, and still get the perfect scenario for you and your family, right? Stage 5 is future management. So building strong credit, and approximately about 45 days, you're going to start to see, in most cases, things fall off. But I've heard people other than myself having testimonies in less than 30 days. And you got to understand this, guys, with this platform of the credit repair alone, this is big ammunition. Because let's say you already got good credit. Well, let's get some great credit. Let's get some excellent credit. Let's get you in the 800 club. How about that? Let's get you where you have the autonomy and the liberty to build beyond measure, to have whatever you so choose to have, because we all know that credit is what? Credit is absolutely king. Put that in the chat, that credit is king. So you're going to get a phone call immediately within the first 72 hours, welcoming you, going through all of your analysis. You're going to get Identity IQ, which they're going to scrub all 3 bureaus and make sure you're in alignment with the assignment that you feel like the vision that you have for your life. You're going to get letters that's going to be very, very detailed. You're going to get updates constantly about the things that's being deleted. So they over communicate. You're going to be like, please don't call me no more. Don't call me and tell me about another thing that y'all don't fix. I believe you, because my scores are going up, 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 and away. So they over communicate so that you understand, that you understand what's going on. Now, I love that. But some people, they're like, oh my goodness, just go fix it. They're going to fix it. And see, in many cases, it's illegal what people are advertising, talking about they can do, because there's only 2 platforms that really makes it legal. Having a 501c makes it legal to do credit repair, and also governed under the credit unions. And you're about to hear more about these credit unions. You're going to say, oh my goodness. But see, by now, you should already be sending a text message. You should be sending a text message to Mrs. Knox saying thank you. As we go to the next slide, thank you so much for thinking enough of me for my family. Just thank you. I'm getting emotional because I know what that phone call feels like. When somebody thinks enough of you to invite you to something like this. Because I remember what it was when first time I ever got a phone call to hear about an opportunity 15 years ago. And I had plenty of money 15 years ago. I was in corporate America. I was working for CBS Broadcasting, but I was a single mom with 4 children, just going through a turbulent divorce. And I know what it feels like to feel like nobody's even thinking about you might need it, because they're judging from the outside saying, oh, She looked like she got it going on. She looks like she's happy. She looks like she's well put together. She's educated. She's got a great job. She's got a this, she's got a that. She's a beautiful young lady, whatever the case may be, right? Or a handsome gentleman. I know what that feels like to be still so misunderstood. And if they only knew what was really going on, and somebody stops and say, listen, I care about you so much. I love you so much that I want to invite you to a phone call. I want to invite you to come and listen to an opportunity. I want something that would really have impact and cause increase in your life. To love you that much, you need to send a text message right now to say thank you, because she could have invited anybody to this private VIP, but she invited you. So you could take advantage of this membership opportunity for only $89 a month, guys. You're going to get debt analysis tools. You're going to get a score simulator. You're going to get a tracker. You're going to get reimbursed up to $1 million if somebody was to, commit identity theft, budgeting and tax tools and student solutions for the loans. I mean, the things that the government was supposed to wipe out. Well, don't worry about it. We handle it over here. If you got skipped over and they didn't handle your student loan solutions and they didn't put together wealth management opportunities for you, and you was the one that didn't get all the loans that you were supposed to get, well, we're going to make sure you get what you deserve over here. We have family protection, $25,000 in insurance as well, that we give life insurance when you're only with the company for a few months, guys. Okay. We do your dispute letters. We do utility payment and credit building reporting. That's right. You get trade lines. You will get a trade line. Now, y'all know the power of that. Just from the membership, you get a trade line. And then if you are that person that's renting, as you prepare for home ownership, you're going to get another trade line for that as well. But that's not everything. Again, I'm saving the very best for last. But one of the things I love the most that I don't see on this slide is Note University. Note University. I know y'all heard about people having the opportunity to buy, properties on the court steps, or, properties that was a foreclosure, or whatever the case may be. They was able to acquire a mortgage note. You've been wondering, how do they do that? How do they pick up a $10,000 mortgage note and then turn around, whether they fix it up or maybe it doesn't need to be fixed up, but they flip it and they earn $70,000, or they they invest in a $200,000 note that's worth $500,000, or they invest in a $500,000 note that's worth $2 million. Okay. When I heard that they are actively, aggressively in this universe, this space of notes, I almost lost my mind, because I've always wanted to learn how to get involved in acquiring notes. Well, guess what? This is worth really over $20,000. Okay. And I've seen so many platforms that charge $1,500, $2,500, $3,000 just for one course. You get the whole series here for free after you've been actively involved in our membership for just 3 months. Can somebody put some sevens in the chat right there? So we're going to teach you everything you earn. We're going to teach you how to earn and learn at the same time with all the platforms as we go to the next slide. So it's just a one-time setup. That's just it. One-time setup of $149 tonight. And by now you should be like, listen, $149 and then just $89 a month. Oh, and by the way, if you just tell 5 people about this that need it, it's free. 5 people, it's free. And you don't have to tell 5 people every month. You only have to tell 5 people one time, and they commit to the membership, and it's free. And it's free for them too. If they share with 5, it's crazy. I've never seen something that is so just timely in a world where we've had so much social distancing and social disconnecting, that this is so timely for those that really want to take back. They want to fight. They want to fight for their finances, and they want to fight for their freedom and their family and their, just everything that their favor, even because they know favor is on their life, but maybe they got off track a little bit, and they're just trying to get back on track. They're just trying to maintain. They want to do more than just survive, though. They want to thrive, and they want to get engaged in services that they can use for the rest of their life. So the rest of their life is the best of their life, and not just services they can use one time, and not just for them, but for their family members, for their friends, for their whole network. And when you do share it with your network, them Facebook friends, let's just talk about them, them so-called friends. Well, let's just think about you tapping in and sharing this opportunity. You're going to hear tonight how just sharing the opportunity before we roll over to the mortgage loan officer program, you can just share it with, let's just say 15 people. And you're going to be in the Comma Club, guys, depending on how you advance in the company, depending on if you're coachable and teachable, because this is just an adult game of follow the leader. 30 people you share it with, you're talking about $2,700, up to $2,700 that you will get on a regular basis called residual income. You know that called beach money, the money that comes in, tickles your toes, rain, sleet, snow, sunshine, all the time. You can't even turn it off. That's that beach money, baby. So we're paying out residual, we're paying out fast start. You want to make money fast, you want to make money slow. Well, we're paying out money fast, and we're paying out a lot of money just because you told someone about this, just because someone gets on a call just like this. You can build this right from your mobile device. You ain't got to stop your life, change your life. No, you don't have to adjust nothing. You can fit this in right what you're doing. You can be cooking right now, and you could be listening to this. You could be washing your clothes, preparing for work tomorrow, your job. And I don't knock a job, but I'm just so grateful that I don't have one of those anymore, because sometimes for me, I felt like job was just over broke, because anytime you have a job that just pays enough to pay your bills, hint, hint, wink, wink, you're broke. I'm going to say that one more time. When you have a job that just pays enough to pay your bills, and let's say your bills are $5,000 a month, let's say they $10,000 a month, let's say they $20,000 a month, it doesn't matter that you might have a $300,000 job. If you just have enough to do enough, you are broke. Okay? You are broke. And if you continue to do that and expect different results, that's the definition of insanity, because eventually it will affect your mental health. When you just have enough to do enough, when you're longing to have extra to do extra, this is it. Because everybody that I know needs to have some type of credit solution. Everybody I know, either they got good credit and they want excellent credit. Okay? Everybody I know. And I know some sharp people, and just like you know some sharp people. And everybody that looks sharp ain't the sharpest tool in the box. They are going through something, or they either about to go through something, or they just got over something. But somebody got something going on with their finances, and it's always tied to credit, or it's always tied to not having enough, or it's always tied to paying this ridiculous amount of health insurance or life insurance premiums, or the tax bill, or trying to find ways to make extra money, so they go pay for these ridiculous courses. But it's always something tied to either not having enough finances, not having enough good credit, or not having enough good education, or not having the right circle. So tonight, you just resolved, you deserve a round of applause. Put some fives in there, because you just resolved all that, because you're in the right circle. And you talking about the right side of money right now. You're about to hear about the real Wealth Connect. You're about to hear something. If somebody invited you and you said, wait a minute, it's just no way. It's no way that you're telling me that I can become a mortgage loan officer in all 50 states and I ain't got to take no tests. It's no way. That don't exist. Oh, I beg to differ, sweetheart. You're about to hear about it right now. It's no way that they are tied to all these credit unions that are getting people approved in record-breaking time, closing on loans up to $4 million. Oh, you're about to hear it right now. You're about to hear about it right now. I'm telling you. So this is the time. Let's say the first part of this call wasn't for you. You better send them texts out saying, I found it. I found it. You won't believe what I found. get on this link right now. Get on this link right now, because this is more than a breakthrough, what you're about to hear and who you're about to hear from. This is more than a breakthrough. This is more than a miracle. What's going on for this 75% for all movement that's happening in the world today, we are speaking to the things that really, really matter. We are talking to the people that really, really matter. We are addressing the elephant in the room. We are talking and bringing, exposing the conversations that only happen at the dinner table, or they only happen at the gas station, because that's where some families are warming up their dinner tonight. Or they're happening under a bridge or in a car, because families are living in a car. There's more families in this Helen's family that was going through it. We're blessed that we're not going through that anymore. But there's some families that's going through it. And guess what? Hint, hint, wink, wink. Some of y'all are only grace away from it. Some of y'all are only grace away from it. Some of y'all are only one paycheck away from it. Try missing a paycheck for a whole month, or just for 2 weeks in some cases, and see if you still have the same story you think you have tonight. So this is the time to get your purpose and destiny out, which is a pen and a paper, so you can take copious notes. If you haven't been taking notes, if you haven't been paying attention, lean up. Tell them kids, go sit down, because you don't want to miss the next few minutes of this explosive information. So I'm gonna bring to the line a queen of all queens. Matter of fact, she hails out of the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina. She is a coach. She is a mentor. She is a marketplace minister. She is a mother. She is a wife. She is a millionaire maker. She is at the top of this company. She has top income, top producer, and she is just the top. She's the creme de la creme, okay? And to have her be on this call tonight, to grace us with her presence, with the intellectual properties that she's going to be sharing, with her supernatural wisdom that she's going to be sharing, with her anointing, with her oil that she's going to be sharing on tonight. I'm telling you guys, you do not want to miss this. So let's bring to the stage, put some fives now, put some fives in chat for a round of applause for none other than the queen herself, Dr. Tangela Collins Myers. Are you out there, ma'am?
Yes, I am, Dr. Helen. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. Take us away.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Y'all put some fives in the chat, because I tell you, Dr. Helen just really laid out what got me so excited about this platform. She just really laid it out. If you're on this call and you said, you know what, I know someone that can benefit from all these different services. She broke it down plain and simple. And, you know, she's a powerhouse leader herself, as you already know. And so, but I want to congratulate Mrs. Knox tonight for just her taking the step to just not launch her business slow, but she really launched. She didn't join, y'all. She launched. So she literally was just in Atlanta on Saturday, saw the information, got in position, got ready, and you're on the call tonight. So congratulations to you, Ms. Knox. Thank you so much for just locking arms with us on this powerful movement. And as you heard, between Mr. Boston and Ms. Page and Dr. Helen and Ms. Knox, you cannot be connected with a more dynamite team that is definitely taking this opportunity very serious. So that we're not complete strangers for many of you, good evening. I'm Tangela Collins Myers, as Dr. Helen mentioned, and I do hail from the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm super excited because we're about to have a major event here starting Friday night, where yours truly will be sharing information about this opportunity in person. So we're excited about that, as well as just a weekend full of celebrating individuals that made a decision, got mad and said, you know what? I refuse to sit around and not be a part of the solution. So I applaud you. Put some vibes in the chat for yourself tonight for showing up, and send Ms. Knox a text and say, thank you very much for inviting me on this call tonight to hear all this great information. So I do come to you with 26 years of experience in banking. And, you know, I can recall working very hard, work my way up the ladder, so-called to say, in corporate America, where I found myself just 3 deep from the CEO. I retired in 2019 as a risk and control executive. And I retired because of 2 things. One, because I knew that I was destined to do more. And I knew that I was destined to be able to help people in a much greater capacity. But two, quite honestly, can I be real? I was tired of being overworked, underpaid, and overlooked. Can anybody relate to that? Overworked, underpaid, overlooked. You know what that looks like? I see you, yes. And so I decided that it was time for me to make a change. See, you know, we can look and say, you know what, I want things to change, but it's all up to each and every one of us that's on this phone call. We have to step out and be the change that we want to see. And I decided back in 2019, it was time. I decided in 2019, it was time for me to give my husband his wife back, to give my son who started having seizures. And I never knew from day to day whether I was going to be out of work or not. I knew it was time for me to do something different to free myself, to free up my time, to free up my schedule. And so that's why I'm so excited about the industry that we have here. And with this amazing platform, as you heard Dr. Helen talk about, we do have a vision to make sure and a goal to help people, to make sure that we help people over the next 5 years get into homes, 1 million families. And I'm excited because I feel very certain we're going to exceed that, right? We're on pace to exceed that. So let me just share with you, because I don't want to stay before you too long, but I want to get to the heart of this information so you can see a little bit more. So we got Own Easy, powered by Debt Cleanse, where we're going to talk about this loan officer opportunity. And you heard Dr. Helen speak about how, you know, this is an opportunity to really put yourself in a position to help people with home ownership. But I'm going to tell you why this is so important. But first, I must make this disclaimer. Just like anything else, just like going to work, if you've ever worked a 9-to-5 job, it takes a leadership, it takes hard work, it takes dedication to be able to be successful. Same thing with this business. It's not going to require anything any less, because the moment that you lock arms on this journey with us, you became the CEO of your company, right? And so you're definitely going to have to put forth the work and the effort. But what I would tell you, with this amazing movement, 75% for all, is how you can now position yourself to positively impact your community. See, if you ever thought about a person that want to leave a legacy, this is it. Because you understand, leaving a legacy is about doing something where it follows you long after you have spent your time here on earth and moved on, right? And so this is an opportunity to really now become a loan officer to make a difference, in your community. So being a loan officer simply means we are the ones that will be the ones that will lead the way. We are the ones that will go out and help educate the masses. And we're going to talk about some percentages and some stats that may be mind-blowing. But guess what? By you being here on this line tonight, you have now just put yourself in a position to be a part of the change that you want to see. So being a loan officer simply means being able to help educate people, get people comfortable with the home ownership process, being able to take them to the closing table where they can get the funding that they need to be able to assist them with getting into their dream homes, maybe a second home. I tell you, we got an amazing story where there's a young lady, she's 96 years young, had never owned her own home until this amazing platform. This amazing platform allowed her to get in position to finally be able to say, you know what, I own where I live. And so being a mortgage officer allows you to be able to do that. So let's talk about just some historical standpoints. When you think about home ownership, there has been some racial inequalities in the United States. I'm sure that's not surprising. But what I would tell you is that this inequality is what we see today that have led to the major factors that have created the wealth gap in the U.S. And so home ownership by race, we've got, 44% of color people that, don't own their own home. 49% Hispanics don't own their own homes. And then you've got Asian Americans, and you got the LGBTQ community that's less than 50% of home ownership. And then what you look at where we have our Caucasian counterparts, nothing against them, listen, because this platform, we want to just make it an even playing field. We want everybody to have equal opportunity to move into home ownership, because we understand increasing the home ownership also helps us to start to close the wealth gap that we've seen in America. So here, welcome to 75% for all, where we're looking at increasing the home ownership rate by 75% across the community, across the US for all families. And how did we get here? You may be familiar and heard of redlining before. Listen, this is the first time we start to see how this disparity in the wealth gap started to be created. So between 1934 and 1968, you had 98% of the mortgage that was insured by the federal government went to white families. And why is that? It's because of this approach they took around redlining. I want you to look at this map over to the right-hand side. Anywhere you see red, that was deemed hazardous territory. And if it was deemed hazardous, especially me coming from banking, guess what? They were not going to lend money to these families. The unfortunate thing, though, the families that lived in these red zones were African-American families, Black and brown families. And so that's why we see such wide gap in home ownership today. But here is the solution, here's the mission, and here is the vision. So as a community loan officer, yes, you're going to earn tons of money. And we're going to talk about that. You're going to be able to earn commissions. But let me tell you something. The more you make greater impact through being able to help families, the more you will be compensated. And so you'll be able to help families as a loan officer, community loan officer, help them to focus on getting loans for the low to moderate and moderate income families. Any of the products that you can think of, Freddie Mae, Fannie Mac, VA, USDA, listen, we have the ability to tap into it all and be able to help people out in our community solidify these products to be able to move into home ownership. Of course, with FHA, you probably heard that you have to have a credit score, and it can be as low as 580. But what I would tell you is that we do not support that, because we want people to go in, with a very high credit score. We saw the example that Dr. Helen laid out. Listen, if the higher your credit rate, your credit score, the more you're going to be able to get a better interest rate, the less money you're going to pay. And that's what we want to do. We wanted a win-win-win for all families. And let me tell you what I love about this platform. We have manual underwriting in place. And so most systems now, most applications are scored through an automated system. Whenever and if it would get kicked out, we got manual underwriting, because our goal here with this platform, with this movement, is to figure out how do we say yes to every single family. And so if it means being able to now go into manual underwriting where you got a person physically looking at an application that was rejected, we're going to figure out a way to make sure that we can get it done. We got offer loans where you can get rehab funding. And so this is not just about new purchases. It's about refinancing. It's about rehab loans. And I could tell you that we got investors that absolutely love this platform, because now it puts them in a position to be the mortgage loan originator on properties that maybe they decide to purchase, flip, and fix up and flip. And so they're able to have another stream of income coming in addition to the properties that they will sell. So this platform is really designed for many different facets. Realtors love this platform. Community leaders love this platform. Why? Because it is a solution. So in this community loan officer, what I love, because Dr. Helen talked about us being in a position to help people and help families in all 50 states. But guess what? We do not have to do this alone. As a community loan officer, when you lock arms on this platform, you will be assigned a loan buddy. This is a skilled mortgage loan officer themselves that's employed full-time by the credit union that allows us to be able to go out and help so many others. And they're going to be there to help make sure that they educate us if that's needed. Because let me tell you, I think from this platform, we've got people coming from various backgrounds, very experienced mortgage loan originators to very knowledgeable people who may not even know how this even works. But guess what? You're going to be able to come on this platform, get educated, get trained without all the tremendous overhead expenses, not the requirement of the state exams, in which is set up for 50% of the people to fail anyway, right? And so you're going to be able to come here and be able to be a positive impact. And so for the realtors, they love this. One of the things that in December of 2022, FHA changed their rules. They changed their rules now and allow realtors, if you're a realtor, put an R in the chat if you're on the line. They allow realtors now to not only be able to take families shopping to find their dream home, but they allow now where realtors can also be the mortgage loan originator on the exact same transaction and what they call double dip. I like to say they are able to be full service. Listen, you got a one-stop shop. Let me take you shopping for your home. And now let me also get you to the closing table to get the financing that you need. And so FHA allowed that for realtors to be able to be MLOs. Can that be done? Absolutely. And when you think about it on the same transaction, yes. How powerful is that? And so I know our realtors and real estate professionals love that because now they don't have to worry about losing control of that relationship that they built up. And so to become an MLO, there's the traditional route where you may have heard you got to take these pre-licensing course. And I know there are some individuals on this line that did this. They went and got their MLO the traditional route. But when it was all said and done, they only was qualified and certified to be able to offer loans in one state or maybe two. And so they were able to, they had to pass this licensing exam, as I mentioned, that's set up for a 50% failure rate. They had to complete annual renewals for every single state they decided to have to be certified in. There was continuing education requirements, and they had to repeat this for every single state that they wanted to offer the service. And oh, by the way, going the traditional route, there's a minimum credit score that also you may have to have. But now let me show you the better way. Put better in the chat. The better route is this. Lock arms with us on this amazing platform with the Dynamic Credit Union and position yourself now to have a 50-state play. What do you mean? Now, no matter where the family is in the US that needs your assistance, you're going to be able to help them. You simply get started, enroll, and then there's a registration process that we walk you through. You're going to receive training. So you don't have to pass the exam, but you're going to definitely get comprehensive training, coaching, mentorship. There's a federal background check that you'll have to go through because this is a federal MLO. This is not just a state MLO. And this is going to allow you to be able to originate loans in all 50 states. And so I love our no list here, right? No state licensing test, no state licensing fee, no continuing recertifications, no annual recertifications, no annual fees, just no. But you put yourself in a position to say yes, yes, yes to families all across the United States, all 50 states. And so as a MLO, you're going to be able to help families multiple times. And this is what I love. Because listen, one thing about it, if you're like me, when you find great people to work with, when you find great people to connect with, you want to keep doing business with this person over and over again, right? Because you trust them. You have come to learn and appreciate the value they bring. And that's where you're going to be able to position yourself with these families. So you're going to help families become homeowners right now. You're going to be able to help these families later on refinance as the rates drop. Because listen, they are dropping. What do you think families are going to want to do? Refinance. Why? Because they could get a lower interest rate, therefore lower their payments. And then as families continue to live on, maybe they want to go in and buy a new home, move to the next level, right? You're going to be that trusted advisor right there to be able to help them. So I'll tell you right now, every time you help a family over and over and over again, you earn a new commission over and over and over again. So the rush is on. Who are we looking for? We're looking to partner with individuals that are simply passionate about helping other people, who's passionate about home ownership. See, I was very passionate because I'm passionate about not seeing people homeless. I'm passionate about not seeing people waste their hard-earned money because I know what it is to go to work and you're not getting paid your worth as it is. And now you're having to expend more just to continue to live. So we're looking to partner with real estate brokers and agents. Why? Because they already understand the importance of being in this industry, helping people with home ownership, real estate educators, tax preparers. Listen, we heard Miss Knox, she's in insurance. She's a tax professional. They have conversations already with people as you doing their taxes. I'm sure number one thing they're thinking about is, I need to get myself together, my credit together. I want to purchase a home. I'm sure she's heard this conversation over and over. So what better way than being a tax professional to now expand your services to be able to help families even further? Religious leaders, they understand, kingdom builders, and we have plenty on this line. Dr. Helen is a kingdom builder. Her husband, Dr. Clay, many of us are kingdom leaders, and we understand in order to really be able to help the kingdom, to really be able to help the people, we have to first position ourselves. See, this is what this is about tonight. This is about you being able to position yourself to help someone else in a greater capacity. Nonprofit organizations, community leaders, and activists. We're looking for you, podcasters, YouTubers, the influencers, entrepreneurs. These are some of the ones that we're looking to lock arms with you. And it's simply it's simply put, you just need to be passionate. You need to be passionate about home ownership and being able to help individuals, starting with number one, your own family. See, I knew when I decided to say yes to this platform, it was going to be about helping other families, but I also knew that it was going to be about helping my family as well. So I get excited because I'm able to use all of those different services that Dr. Helen had laid out, to the point that my husband and I have realized some success tremendously, where my husband had $29,000 worth of medical debt removed because we had like a 15-day window where our insurance stopped and the new insurance picked up, and he had a heart attack in the middle of those 15 days. And it left us with a mountainous amount of hospital bills, but the power of this platform allowed us to be able to wipe that right off our credit report. Also, what I love, because Dr. Helen talked about this being a legal plan, I just have to share this with you. Because the attorneys understand how to leverage the consumer protection laws that Dr. Helen talked to you about, it has allowed us to be able to have $6,400 worth of good debt. And when I would say good debt, meaning it was in good standing. We had always paid it on time, but it was inaccurate. So you heard Dr. Helen talk about we can challenge inaccuracies. See, that's what those consumer protection laws allow you to do. And as a result of that, we found ourselves not only being able to have $6,400 worth of debt removed from our credit reports, but also we got a refund check of over $7,800. Why? Because those laws say you must make sure that what is being reported on people's credit report is accurate. Because it was an inaccuracy, this company had to refund us every single penny that we ever paid them. Drop a 7 in the chat, because I'm just thankful and grateful for the favor of this company and of this platform. And so let me continue on and talk about this loan officer and loan buddy, because I told you, being a loan officer, you're going to be able to put yourself in a position to be a part of the solution, but you don't have to do this all alone, right? You as a loan officer, your key is going to be connecting with individuals that want to purchase a home, that want to refinance. Maybe they want to do a cash out refinance and do some home improvements. Maybe they are an investor and they're just looking to be in a position where now they can capitalize and have 2 streams of income because they're going to sell the property, but now they're able to help people get to the funding that they need to purchase the property. So you're going to serve as that guide to the future home buyer. Show them, make sure they know how to fill out the application, gather any necessary documents, make sure that they know what they need to be prepared to submit, answer any home buyer questions, and redirect the client as necessary to our experienced loan buddy if needed. But let me tell you something, just like anything else that we learn in life, you will learn how to master this as well. If you're not experienced, if you're on this line and saying, I've never done anything like this before, it's okay. Listen, there's a first time for everything. We just need your yes. And so on the loan buddy side, listen, they're going to do the bulk of the work. Do you hear me? You are going to have someone that you come into this movement, and you're going to have basically an assistant right there ready to help you with the heavy lifting. Right, as a loan buddy, they're going to work on making sure they get the loan applications processed through for your particular future home buyer. Answer any questions that might be there. They're like your resident expert, your hands-on coach, your hands-on mentor to get through this entire process. They're going to be able to answer questions. They're going to be able to submit things through the underwriting software, finalize and submit the documentation, for your future home buyer. And the thing that I love, because my background is risk management, they're going to make sure that you're doing this in a compliant way. They're going to make sure that you're following all the laws and the regulations so that we can keep this great opportunity in place. So I'm going to talk to you about the money, because I told you, you see the impact, and by now you see the value that you will make. And by now you see how you can position yourself to be a part of the solution. And by now you can see how you can be the change agent for your family and for the communities that you love, the communities that you live in, and the communities that you serve in. So let's talk about how you can make some income as a loan officer. You can look it up. You can Google it. I can tell you right now that average loan officer, and this is on the low end, average. And what I know is on this call, everybody is above average, right? That average loan officer will make well over multiple six figures just doing direct loans themselves. Okay, so I'm going to show you a way how just 3 simple ways you can get paid with this loan officer opportunity. So the first way is going to be whenever you help an individual home buyer get to the closing table with the funding to the tune of $1 up to over $4 million, you're going to earn anywhere from 100 basis points, and that's what BIPs are, BPS, to 120 to 140. That simply means 100 bips is 1%, 1.2%, or 1.4%. And so let's use an example of, because there's a young lady that's on my team. She's on the line right now. And she is helping a family right now close out on a $3.1 million deal, right? 3.1, right? So we're talking, she just now positioned herself where she is going to be able to be compensated at the end of this transaction. And with the loan buddy doing the heavy lifting, where she's going to make 1.2% on that $3 million loan. Do you know, simply helping families, simply making them aware of how you can help them get the funding that you need. She's talking about bringing home in one transaction over $37,000. What if you did that 10 times? What a game changer. But most importantly, what an impact, right? Because you just helped 10 families get that done. And so you just move on. And so this is done on a cumulative basis where you can earn this amount of income. So then there's a second way, which is called a recruiting income. Any day can be payday. This is where, as a loan officer, by simply you sharing this information with people, that allows them to be a now loan officer in their community, and you building up a team of mortgage loan officers, you're going to now earn a 10 BIP override. What this looks like is passive income. This look like, just because you told somebody about how they can come in and make impact, they will do that. And now it's going to position you to be able to make some override income from simply sharing this information with people that's interested in now being a loan officer. And what I would tell you about the loan buddy, of course, in the beginning, because they are doing the heavy lifting, we will share in the percentage, and I don't mind sharing. I hope you don't mind sharing. Listen, because they're going to do the heavy lifting. I like getting paid the bulk of the money if they just get paid a little bit. It's just like having a virtual assistant, right? We understand the power of leverage. We also understand the power of leverage and the importance of time. And so in order to leverage your time, it's soliciting a team of people to be able to help you. So with this loan buddy, they're going to be compensated a commission from simply being able to help you get your loans closed. I don't mind paying them that. And the third way you're going to get paid is through a bonus pool. You may be familiar with Keller Williams. Keller Williams bonus pool, it looks like this. For every loan that is closed with this platform, $1,000 go into a pool. And at the end of the month, what happens is they divvy up this pool among everyone who had mortgage loan originators that have been qualified in their pipeline. And so your direct mortgage loan originators to you, you're going to get 2 opportunities. You're going to get 2 entries, right? Level 2, 1 entry, level 3, 3 entries. What I will tell you is this is passive money, but money that's just going to come to you simply by you sharing this with someone else. So let's look at kind of the traditional MLO for a moment and just kind of recap. To really do this the traditional route, you're going to pay anywhere from $500 to $1,000 per state. That means having to do a pre-licensing education for every single state. state application fees, every single state, exam prep courses, testing fees, every single state. And what I would tell you is that the cost of this just gets astronomical. So for 50 state licensing, it's going to cost you anywhere from $25,000 to $50,000 if you do this the traditional way. But for today, you have the opportunity before you to be a federal mortgage loan officer and become a loan officer today for only an investment of $249.90. You heard me, $200, a little bit, $250. Can we round it up? One time. And this is going to give you the opportunity now to put yourself in a position to use the services, because there's the monthly membership for $89.95 per month after this. You take advantage of using all the services. Your clients will now, future homeowners will be able to use the services if they come to you and they're not in a position yet to be qualified. That's okay. We're going to meet people on the journey with where they are. And as a mortgage loan officer, you get started for $249.90. The only thing that's not included is a $40 background check and a $60 NMLS fee, which that is something that is charged by the federal government. But once this is done, we're able to help you get started, building your business right away. So we'll get you going so you can get registered, get this MLO, get your background check done. But what I would say, while you wait, we want to be able to help you start to build your business fast. See, I saw when Dr. Helen talked about, do you want to build your business fast or slow? Or maybe it was Mr. Boston. And I saw a lot of people say, build it fast. So here is the blueprint for building fast. Listen, once you refer these services or refer the mortgage loan officer opportunity to 5 people, now the $89.95 membership goes away for you. The company takes care of that. So anything, $89.95 is cheap, but nothing beats free, right? So you have an opportunity to totally make that go away. So I just want to recap. When you become a mortgage loan officer, not only are you going to be able to help individuals with being able to get the funding that they need, now you're going to have access to the membership, as well as being able to share the membership. And so that legal plan that Dr. Helen talked about, where you're going to have legal experts and professionals looking at your credit, being able to advise you on the next step, being able to go to litigation for you if your consumer protection laws have been violated. With this membership, the down payment assistance options are available. The education is there. You're able to become a mortgage loan originator. Title services are coming. This is something where we're truly going to be this one-stop shop for all future home buyers. Title services, home warranties. Listen, the credit restoration is going to be included in this membership. Income documentation. You heard Dr. Helen talk about that. We're going to be able to have, offer future home buyers property insurance. So we're talking about things that they're going to need anyway. Why not you be the one-stop shop to offer it, right? And every time you help them with the different services, that's additional income that's coming into you and your family. The health insurance cost reduction. Dr. Helen talked about that, what she was able to get in place for her family, right? Powerful. I know right now, this alone will be a tremendous savings for families. I just heard people this week talking about how expensive healthcare is. But not with this amazing dynamic platform. You can actually get a great coverage at no cost or low cost. And so again, 5 is free. And so the other ways that we just get paid while you're waiting for your mortgage loan origination NMLS number to clear is going to be this. Start building a team, leverage, start sharing this with individuals that want to be a mortgage loan originator, that want to be able to provide solutions to families. And then you're going to be able to earn active income, right? So you help someone directly, that's your first stream of income. And then working as a team bonuses are paid out from simply building a team. And that's where passive income come into place. And you got residual income, being able to help families get started on the membership, getting their finances together. You're going to be paid a residual income every single month, as long as that family continues to remain on the membership plan. And then we got a ton of bonuses and incentives, which is the 4th way. We just wrapped up the cruise contest. We have housing bonuses. Let me tell you something. Our housing bonus are top notch. At Director, which is going to be the goal. Get there first, get there fast. The company is going to pay $500 to you every 30 days to go towards your mortgage. And if you're still renting right now, that will go towards your rent, right? And as you continue to advance in the company, the next rank is $1,000. So I'm a senior director. I get $1,000 housing bonus to be able to pay towards my mortgage. Let me tell you something, when it's all said and done, I pay now $200 a month for my mortgage. So that's the power of what this company is able to do, all the way up to $1,500 that they will pay out, where, you know, our top leader, Dr. Michelle Kofer, her husband and she received $1,500 and $500, and where they are totally mortgage-free. Matter of fact, they are getting over and above and beyond what they have to pay on a monthly basis. So this is the power of the different income. And I will tell you, you know, there's 23 plus different ways to get paid, but I'm only talking to you about a few tonight. And what I would say is, you know, meet Damon and Asia here. After being previously denied for a home loan. And listen, I heard this firsthand being in banking. They were completely ready and excited to get started with our services. Why? Because they were able to finally get their finances in order to get approved for their new home and their growing family. And so, you know, what I would say tonight is we've laid out the information for you. We've laid out the information for how, if you're on here and you're looking and saying, by now, I need to really position myself to get my finances together. I can appreciate Dr. Helen. She was so transparent about what happened with her finances. And I can tell you transparently with myself, you know, my husband and I filed bankruptcy in 2010 because we had a trucking business that went under and the market had crashed. But what I will tell you, and as you see, you don't have to stay where you are. If you're sitting there right now and you're saying my credit is not in a great shape, my finances are not where I want to be, where I want them to be, here's the solution. Just get mad tonight. Make a decision. Get started. Text Ms. Knox. Text whoever invited you. Tell them to send you the link. But if you are in this individual on this line tonight that see yourself that you are destined for greater impact, you want to stand in the gap. You want to be that change agent for your community. You want to be able to help individuals restore their hope. Like this 96-year young woman who thought she would never, ever own a home. It's never too late. It's never too late to position yourself for home ownership. And it's never too late for you to position yourself to be a loan officer and to be in your communities, bringing about the change, making the impact. So join us on this movement to make positive impact. Again, we thank you so much for your time, because by now you've seen it all. By now, I'm sure you see exactly where you need to play in this movement. So get back with Ms. Knox and whoever invited you. Tell them to send you the link. Just send you the link. Get started. Don't allow procrastination to stop your progress. So again, we thank you for listening to the information. And I know Mr. Boston and Ms. Page, I don't know if they are available to be able to talk, but if you are, I want to yield this time. Otherwise, I want to say thank you all. For those that said yes, welcome to the amazing movement, and can't wait to make great impact with you.
Wow. Oh man, King Boston, I don't know about you, but I'm ready to sign up all over again and be a part of this move. This is absolutely incredible. But thank you, sir, for introducing us to Ms. Knox. You are building a phenomenal team all over the United States. And soon, y'all better pay attention to this announcement. We are going to be worldwide, but we're not even gonna get into that tonight. But guys, if you got excited, like I'm excited, like everybody, just put an I, because that means it's you. And this season, you are gonna be selfish. It's okay. I'm giving you permission tonight to be a little selfish, unapologetically, and say, I am ready. Put an I in the group if that's you. I am ready. Let Ms. Knox know. That's a way of even saying thank you to all of the speakers that went on tonight. all of the vision carriers that went on tonight. I am ready. It's me, it's me, it's me. I am going first. It's me, it's me, it's me. I am clearing the way. I am going to take the reins to reverse generational curses. Me. It starts with me, my finances. I. And guess what? There's so much support that happens in this company. There's sometimes people will serve you and they have no benefit at all financially, but it's all a benefit in unity and community. So if you love what happened tonight, yeah, the call went a little bit over. We typically are on and off in less than 35 minutes. And we had a few technical challenges, but it's okay because the job, it got done. It got done. So let's not focus on all of that. Let's focus on what your story is going to be 30 days from today, because we can do the same type of launch call for you. That's right. We work for you. We want to work for you. We want to serve you because unity and community is key. So you want to get back right now, not tomorrow, but right now, as in tonight. First of all, thank you. And then I am ready. And I'm ready for massive, massive success. So I want you guys to help me launch too. And remember, there is no shame in using the word help, saying I need help. The shame is needing help and pretending that you don't. Get back with Miss Knox right now and say, I am ready. Guys, we love each and every one of you. But remember, God loves you best. Good night, our friends.